right, today is a sunny, very warm April 4th, 2023. It's about 68 degrees out, gorgeous. We're at the Merillon Avenue station on the main line, the triple track. We're here to spend the rush hour. Next 3 hours, get as many trains, if not all the trains, that we can get here. Since the schedule change with Grand Central opening up, service through here has gotten much busier. We'll get to see just how much busier it is. Right away, here comes train 1959, Ronkonkoma Penn Station. Good place to watch planes today, too. Virgin Atlantic coming in from overseas, probably. Tracks are numbered from left to right, 3, 1, and 2. Just east of here, you can see the reduced aspect signals guarding Nassau 1 Interlaken. Approaching at 4:22 is train 1656 from Grand Central to Huntington. He stops here. Well, here's El Al Flight 7 coming in from Tel Aviv, Israel. 787 Dreamliner. Here's 1657 from Huntington to Grand Central. The plane and train watching here is excellent. .428 approaching eastbound is train 558 from Hunters Point Avenue to Oyster Bay. He'll be switching over to track 3 at Nassau 1. He's slowing down for that now. That's one of the problems with Oyster Bay trains. They have to cross over to the mostly westbound used tracks to get onto the Oyster Bay branch. Otherwise, they'd have to build a flyover if they didn't want to interfere with anything. There's Royal Jordanian 261 from Amman, Jordan, another 787 Dreamliner. 36, here comes 1960, New York Penn Station to Ronkonkoma. I have to specify the stations when I refer to New York now. Hey, 439, it's going to get busy here. Triple action. First train coming is 657. That's a fairly new train, a new through train from Port Jeff to Jamaica that started with the schedule change. Coming in eastbound shortly will be 1658 from Grand Central to Huntington. Should be overtaken by 2062 from New York to Ronkonkoma, or Grand Central to Ronkonkoma. 1658 with M9s for Huntington. 2062 is catching up on him. Is a Ronkonkoma hotshot. Makes his first stop after Jamaica, Wyandanch. 446, here comes 2057 en route from Ronkonkoma to Grand Central. This is one super railroad. 80-mile-an-hour maximum authorized speed. Approaching at 451 down track 1 is train 658 en route from Hunters Point Avenue to Port Jefferson. This train used to come out of Penn Station, but once the schedule change occurred, it was changed to Hunters Point. .453, this is train 1559 from Huntington to Penn Station. Penn Station trains are numbered in the 1500s, Grand Central's in the 1600s. .455, here comes 2152 from Grand Central to Farmingdale. He's a local. There's Virgin Atlantic Flight 9 from Heathrow to JFK. 787 Dreamliner. Try to get some interesting aircraft here too. 458, here comes another hot shot. Grand Central to Ronkonkoma. 2064. Some kind of an Aer Lingus flight. It's got a shamrock on the back, but it came from Manchester, England. Well, at 5:02 approaching eastbound is train 18 en route from Hunters Point Avenue to Montauk. He'll have 504 and 508 as its power. This is the second trip to Montauk that he's beginning to make here. I saw the first trip to Montauk this morning when I rode number 4 from Babylon to Patchogue. Some long-distance warriors these engines are these days. He gave me a little toot of that beautiful K5 LLA horn. Here's a KLM Boeing 777-300 series from Amsterdam to JFK. Well, approaching eastbound on 3, which is a good place for him, at 508 is 560, Jamaica to Oyster Bay. He's already in position to switch to the branch at Mineola. Yeah, these three tracks are Rule 261. Any direction goes. Approaching eastbound on 2 at 510 is train 1962. Another Ronkonkoma hotshot, but this one is out of Penn Station, New York. First stop is Hicksville after Jamaica. Well, coming east on 1 at 512 is an interesting train. Train 80 en route from Long Island City to Patchogue. This is a revival of the old 2778 from Hunters Point to Patchogue, which was discontinued when the pandemic started 3 years ago. He's running east on track 1, but he's going to be switching over to 2 at Nassau 1 because he has to stop at Mineola, just like 2778 did. And a little toot from the engineer from D30AC 421. Well, here's Turkish Airlines flight number 1 from Istanbul to JFK, 777 model. Huntington train arriving at 517. And train 1558 is heading east to Huntington. Huntington trains nowadays are pretty much locals on the main line. Not much in the way of fast service unless you ride on 660 and 664. Approaching is 1963 en route from Ronkonkoma to Penn Station with M9s. He won't be stopping. This is 1661 from Huntington to Grand Central. Should have a couple of interesting eastbounds coming soon. 1056 from Penn Station to Ronkonkoma with M3s, and 660 from Penn Station to Port Jeff, one of the dual mode sets. Coming fast on 1 at 525 is 1056. Penn Station to Ronkonkoma, M3s. British Airways, Flight 115 from Heathrow to JFK, 777-300 series. My former employer. Here's 563 Oyster Bay to Jamaica. And smoking east on 1 at 527 is 660. Penn Station to Port Jefferson. .532, here comes 2066 Grand Central to Ronkonkoma Hotshot. Yeah, I'm trying to encourage some horn honks, and some of them are obliging me. I'm loving this west end of the platform here because I get a good sun angle on the airplanes flying over. I got to be alert between the trains and the airplanes. I'm constantly vigilant. Well, this train is 1058 from Grand Central to Brentwood that's coming. East on number 2. Well, here's British Airways 2273 from London Gatwick Airport to JFK, 777-200 series. Gatwick JFK used to be served by British Caledonian Airlines. They were absorbed by British Airways. Was 1964, Penn Station around Ronkonkoma Hotshot. Well, approaching on 1 at 542 is 662, Long Island City to Port Jefferson. Just passed up 1660 at New Hyde Park from Grand Central to Huntington. I can hear him roaring up his throttle here at 544. Train 42, Penn Station, New York to Spionk, powered by the King of Queens engineer. King of Queens is rolling. Gave us a salute. But approaching westbound on a rush at 547 is train 659 from Port Jeff to Jamaica. It's been retimed, renumbered from the old 655 train. Ronkonkoma to Penn Station Express. Train 1965, Ronkonkoma to Penn. Approaching 603 is 1060, Penn Station to Brentwood. Here comes 562 Jamaica Oyster Bay at 606. He's going down 1, but he's going to be shifting over to 3 at Nassau 1. Well, here comes a new dual mode schedule that started with the schedule change in February. 664 now originates in Penn Station going to Port Jeff. Well, that's LL9 coming in from Tel Aviv with another 787 Dreamliner. Now we got a potential drag race here. 1662 from Grand Central to Huntington. Just started up out of New Hyde Park. He won't be stopping here. And breathing down his neck on track 1 is the Ronkonkoma Rocket. 2068, Grand Central to Ronkonkoma. Comes the Rocket. Rocket was taking kind of easy tonight. 1663 Huntington Grand Central. That's Air France flight number 10 from Charles de Gaulle, Paris to JFK. Somewhere out there is an Emirates Airbus 380. It's 1062 racing a Huntington train. Here comes train 666 from Long Island City to Port Jefferson. The 666 is back. It was previously numbered 698 before the schedule change. There's Aer Lingus 107 from Dublin to JFK. Airbus 330 series. I'll be flying on them in July. All right, approaching eastbound on 1 at 636 is 1966. Hotshot, Penn Station around Ronkonkoma. It's Virgin 153 from Heathrow to JFK. Next up should be an Airbus 380 from Emirates. Well, here's Virgin 153 from Heathrow to JFK. Airbus 350. Here comes train 22, Jamaica to Montauk at 6:50, the old 2716. There's Emirates 205 from Milan, Italy to JFK. Airbus 380. He undoubtedly came from the United Arab Emirates before he got to Milan. Here's 1064 Penn Station around Ronkonkoma at 6:53. Comes 1568 for Huntington and 566 for Oyster Bay from Penn Station. This M7 starting up from here on 1568 for Huntington at a Penn Station. Stick around a little while longer and get 44 from New York to Spionk. It's 7:05. It's been a real exciting few hours here, both on the rails and in the sky. Approaching now is a train that never used to run through here. It used to be 2740 from New York to Spionk on the old schedule. Now it's train 44 from New York to Spionk Penn Station. And it runs through here now instead of the Montauk branch. You have 5:09 on the point. A little toot from the engineer with that K5 LLA. Now my evening is really complete.